Good evening. I'm usually saying good morning, but this is the opposite end of the day. I haven't been fishing for 4 days to be precise. I've been in Scotland on a pre-season camp with the New Saints. Played a couple of games, East Fife and Ayr United. So as far as my ground hopping's concerned, 2 new ticks on the list there. I certainly enjoyed it. And yesterday morning we were having breakfast for the final time, and one of our players, Blaine Hudson, if you're a Wrexham fan or perhaps a Chester fan, you'll know the name. He said to me, "What are you doing over the weekend, going fishing?" I said, "I most certainly am." However, I also added that I hadn't missed it particularly, because it's about being focused, isn't it? And there's a difference between a passion and an obsession. Anyway, let's watch that float and see if I can get a fish on the bank. There are 4 young men fishing further along the canal, and as I set up, one of them came along to say hello. He was telling me that when he was at school, he's now left and working, that he used to watch my videos, in particular the eel videos. So that's going back a few years. I haven't done any of those for a while. We had a really nice chat, and it's great to see that he's still fishing all these years later. I said, "Do you want to come on the videos?" A little bit shy. So we'll have a photo though, and that's what you've seen on there while I've been talking. So that's Dan. Hi Dan, it was really nice to meet you, and keep up the fishing, and of course all the best really for your career. Opposite end of his working life to me, but whatever we do, wherever we are on the ladder of work, it's always about improving, pushing forward and becoming better, isn't it? And while I'm talking, oh, just missed a bite. That's a good sign anyway, because hopefully that means that the fish have come on the feed. Not just the fish feeding, of course, but moving into the swim. That's important. You can drop on fish, especially if you are targeting a particular feature or you know that there will be fish there. But on the canal where I am, I'm into one now. On the canal where I am, reaching down for the landing net, then it is pretty much the same all along. Overhanging trees from the far bank, and nothing at all this side, but bring the fish in and you'll be able to hopefully then stay connected with the shoal. Let me just get the hook out of this small perch and I'll show you in a moment or two. As I said, a small perch, but they're all very welcome, especially the first one, because it means that you're not a blanker. And that's the case this evening on the Staffordshire Worcestershire Canal. Cast out again, and the float is moving along, bobbing as it goes, just waiting for it to disappear, and it does, and I miss it. And I think that could have been a roach, or possibly a gudgeon. I'm going to stick just one extra, well, one maggot on, replace one, because it was just one maggot that had been picked up. I'm fishing with 2 on a size 14 hook, and after perch, that would be my target. But of course you catch anything that comes along, don't you? Especially when you've got a maggot on, you can't be that selective. But it's encouraging anyway, because the fish are out there. Float went, and this time I've hooked into a fish and got it on the bank, and it's another small one. It's a roach though this time. I'm fishing with a float rod. It's 12 feet. It's a Gray's Prodigy TX, a Shimano 3500 reel, loaded with Maxima Chameleon 4-pound, and that goes straight through to the hook, which is, and I'll show you that, so we're going in reverse order as far as the end bit's concerned. There's the hook with a couple of maggots on there, and the anchor shot that I talk about so much, especially when fishing the canal. And then the float, that's a small Drennan 0.6 gram waggler. I'm going to cast out again, and it's an evening session, by the way, because I didn't get home till the early hours of the morning after 4 days in Scotland. Quite an intense time as well up there. I enjoyed it very much, but it was busy. Lots of interviews, there was training in the gym. Players did both on each day. A couple of games, so we travelled down to East Fife for one, and then across country to Ayr for the other one, Ayr United. And as I said in the video I did there, right at the end of the game, it was David Opkin, who used to play for Leeds United, Crystal Palace and other clubs as well, Bradford City in the English system. He's now the manager at Ayr United, and I was on the way out, and as is the custom when you play a game of football, they give you food afterwards, post-match food. So because we were travelling and with COVID, we didn't have a chance to sit down anywhere. Sometimes we've been to places like Wolves and Manchester City where we've sat down and we've had proper meals, canteen and everything, really nice facilities. But they gave us bags so we could take on the coach and eat. And while I was messing about with my phone, because I'd just been doing some interviews, somebody was coming towards me with a bag, and it was David, and he said, here's some food for you to take on the coach. I said, oh, I'm a veggie. He said, it's okay, we've got veggie stuff here, it's all veggie. And it was vegetarian pasta, a bottle of water, and an apple. Well, I certainly enjoyed that, and the way it's going, it looks like the fish also, because I'm getting little constant taps. Obviously, if there's a small roach in there, they'll be plucking away at the bait, not necessarily engulfing the maggot in one as they would if it was perhaps on a size 18 hook and a single bait. But that's okay, because I always pitch my angling sessions at a particular species, usually perch. And when it boils down to it, the bottom line is I would sooner catch 1 2-pound perch than 200 3-ounce or 4-ounce fish. Again, that's a personal choice, isn't it? And especially when you start fishing, you just want to catch. The size of the fish doesn't matter. But after a while, you do set your stall, probably, not everyone, but you do set your stall probably in a different place. And I am fishing with maggot over brown crumb and maggots as well. So put the maggots in with the brown crumb, mix it up, a fairly sloppy consistency so that it creates a cloud that draws the fish in, but also enough weight to it, if you like, that it falls to the bottom as well. So the bulk of it goes straight down, and then it leaves behind a cloud that draws the fish in. And that's why I don't really want a boat coming through at this time of the evening, because the water is just nice and settled now. And I am fishing in the boat channel as well. I've just hooked into something. It's not a small roach, that's the activity that I've been getting. Actually, it's come to the surface. It's a small bream. I was hoping it was going to be a decent perch. Never mind though. 3 species, and I can say that because it's in the net so far this evening. And I'll just show you this one. I can see the hooks there in the mouth, so that'll come out easily enough. Let's hold this carefully. It's a slippery customer. There you go. Just hooked into another fish. Now this is certainly going to need the net, and I have the feeling it could be a perch on this occasion. I hope I'm right. I hope I get to net it as well. More to the point. Certainly putting up some resistance. Oh, it's a perch, it's a nice one. Yes, let me just drop down, as it were, from the camera. Oh, please, please. You know what it's like when you're bringing a decent fish in. Come on, don't come off. It's on the surface, it's on the surface now, and it's coming to the net. Oh, it's just dropped again. No, come on. Oh, yes! In the net. Oh, that was a heart in the mouth job right at the net. Just as I was about to lift it, it went. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's a relief. I don't care if the hooks come out in the net, because the most important thing is that's where the fish is as well. Anyway, let's get it sorted and I'll be back to show you what I've just caught. And there it is. Nice enough perch from the Staffordshire Worcestershire Canal. Float goes again, and I'll certainly need the net for this one. Oh, it's a perch, but much smaller on this occasion. That was a nice fish that I caught just. I always think of the Staff's Worcestershire Canal. Well, actually this one's not that big. I thought it was bigger than it really was when I first hooked into it. But the Staffordshire Worcestershire Canal, where I'm fishing right now, I always work on the basis that a 1 pound perch is good and a 2 is a specimen. And I can get this one out without the need for glasses, I think. I might just need to pop them on. Anyway, I'll show you this before I do. I will be on my way shortly, and unless I catch something particularly big, this will be my last clip. I've had a number of perch, lost count of the fish that I've caught. I've also banked a couple of bream, the one that you saw, and then the one that was it was bigger. It was beginning to take on the bronze colour that they do as they start to grow in size, and also that one roach as well. A couple of hours on a Saturday evening after the Wales game against Denmark. Obviously not the result that we all wanted, but nevertheless I watched that and then grabbed some fishing, and I'm going to continue to fish a little bit longer, but as I say, unless I get something that's worth showing, that's over and out from me.